Last year I reviewed the Huawei MateBook. It was Huawei's first entrance into the 2-in-1 category, and I thought it was a pretty good first try, although there was some shortcomings. I did like its beautiful, vibrant display. I didn't care too much for its keyboard dock. I thought it needed much improvement, and there was a few other things I wasn't crazy about. Well, fast forward to 2017, I have this. It's the Huawei MateBook E. It's the new updated version 2-in-1 from Huawei. Coming up. Huawei's been stepping up its game as of late, and that's been evidenced by releases such as the MateBook X, an excellent ultra-portable that I recently reviewed. But let's not forget they also have a 2-in-1. Last year I reviewed the Huawei MateBook, its first foray into the 2-in-1 arena, and I liked it, but there were some shortcomings. The good news is Huawei just released the MateBook E, an update to its 2-in-1 from last year, and let's find out if they made all the necessary improvements. Hey everyone, it's Andrew from AMDtech, and this is my unboxing and first look at the Huawei MateBook E. The MateBook E starts at $799 US. Now that gives you the Core M3 entry-level model. It only has 4 GB of RAM and 128 GB of SSD storage. But I recommend you go with the higher end model. For $200 more, you get 8 GB of RAM and 256 gigs of SSD storage. You also get the Core i5 7Y54 processor. But I couldn't find it in the titanium gray, the color I wanted. It was only available in the champagne model. Not something I really like. So I went with the lower end model. But if you want better performance, more storage, and better processing power, go with the higher end model. Packaging is very premium in both the MatePen and the MateBook E itself, really high end. It's good to see that this is a signature edition PC, meaning there's no bloatware or any kind of crapware. Nice. Opening the box, you're greeted by the MateBook E itself. Now it has the power brick inside. Now this uses USB Type-C to charge this device. And it also comes with a USB Type-A to Type-C adapter. You're going to need it because this only has one USB Type-C port. And some models will come with this. It's the MateDock 2, a slimmed down version and improved version over last year's model. We'll talk more about the ports and MateDock 2 in a little bit. With its all-metal build and premium design, this really is a very high-end looking machine. At 2.43 pounds, it's very light, and at 0.27 inches thick, it's very thin. The keyboard case is no longer a separate accessory. It's now included in the box at that price point, a nice welcome addition. And it's also much improved over last year's model. Unlike last year's model, which only had a couple of positions, this has a hinge that has 160 degrees of adjustment, allowing for the perfect viewing angle. More on par with what you'd get with the Surface Pro type cover. The keys are now island-style or chiclet-style keys, unlike last year's model, and it has about 1.2 millimeters of key travel, and there is a 2-stage backlight on this keyboard. So far, pretty comfortable to type on, and I will do my further testing on the keyboard in the full review. My initial impression so far of the touchpad is that it's okay. You can do Windows 10 gestures, and 2-finger scrolling works well. But without a doubt, the star of this show has to be its head-turning 12-inch IPS touch display. It's brilliant. It has a resolution of 2160 by 1440. And for those keeping score, that's 216 pixels per inch. It also means it has a 3:2 aspect ratio. Huawei claims this display can get up to 400 nits in brightness, and I think so far they're pretty accurate. It's pretty bright, very sharp, the blacks are very deep, and the colors are very vibrant and seem to pop off the display. I'm really impressed with this display so far. Of course, I will be testing the display more in depth in my full review. And I'm also happy to see that the bezels are pretty thin, especially on the sides. And the display is very responsive in terms of touch. Pinch to zoom really worked well, all the gestures seem to be working flawlessly. Which leads me to this, it's the MatePen. It's a $30 accessory and it's well worth it in my opinion, as it has 2048 levels of pressure sensitivity. Instead of using quadruple A batteries like many other pens, it charges via micro USB. And as an added bonus, there's a laser pointer on the other end, perfect for PowerPoint presentations at a meeting. So far, I'm really liking the pen. Good palm rejection, pressure sensitivity is very good. Great for sketching, great for note-taking. I will do more in-depth testing of the pen in the full review. Now, as far as ports are concerned, you only get one. Just like last year's model, you get the USB-C port. It's not Thunderbolt 3, but you can do power, charge, and data. And on that same right-hand side, you get your volume rocker up and down. And on the left-hand side of the device, you get your 3.5mm headset jack. Worked well with no interference in my initial use so far. On the top of the device, you have your power button along with two speaker grills. We'll talk more about the sound in just a moment. And finally, on the bottom, you get your pin connectors to connect to your keyboard dock. And the MateBook E slots in, as you see here, as the magnetic connection is very strong. And as I stated earlier, you might want to invest in this. It's the MateDock 2, a slimmed down version from last year's model. And now it gives you all the ports that are missing: HDMI, VGA, USB-A, and another USB-C. Now, some SKUs will come with the MateDock 2 in the box, so check the SKU to make sure that's the one you want. And like last year's model, you also get the fingerprint sensor on the side. It's actually located where the volume rocker up and down is. This is really a great feature, and I loved logging in with Windows Hello, and it really made it very convenient. Really got spoiled with that. The MateBook E sports two top-facing speakers. Let's hear them in action.
Hey everyone, it's Andrew from AMDtech, and this is my unboxing and first look at the Xiaomi Mi Max 2.
The MateBook E sports a 5-megapixel webcam on the front, and let's see it in action.
So this is the webcam on the Huawei MateBook E. It's 1080p, 30 frames per second, and this is actually one of the better webcams I think you'll find on a 2-in-1 or a tablet. And usually we don't get great cameras on tablets or great webcams. This is actually pretty good. So this has been the Huawei MateBook E.
Huawei claims you're going to get up to 9 hours of battery life with the MateBook E. Now, it sports a 33.7 watt-hour battery, and I'm thinking in real-world usage, I'm going to get around 7 to 7.5 hours at most. Of course, we'll do full testing and charging times in the full review. It has 802.11 AC dual-band wireless and Bluetooth 4.1. It runs Windows 10 Home with 4 GB of RAM. Now, the upgraded model has 8 GB of RAM. The SSD used is a SanDisk SSD, of which about 82.5 GB are available to the user. And here's how it did on the Crystal Disk Mark test. We will do full testing as far as benchmarks and performance on the MateBook E in the full review, so stay tuned for that. So far, I really like the MateBook E. I think Huawei's made a lot of improvements that it needed to make this a recommended 2-in-1. So if there's anything you want me to check out with the MateBook E, let me know in the comments section below. So what do you think about the Huawei MateBook E? I think this is a very much improved device from last year. I love its keyboard dock, much better than last year's version. I like its kickstand, very much like the kickstand you'd find on the Surface Pro, just implemented a little bit differently. It's got 160 degrees of angles you can use to get the proper angle for viewing, and I think that's great. I think everything has been improved on this device for the most part. I like the way it looks with the titanium gray, although I wish I can get the higher end model with the more RAM and the more processing power in the titanium gray color, not this champagne color that they offer for the higher end model. So hopefully Huawei is listening and will release the higher end model, the Core i5 model, in the titanium gray. But I'm curious to know what you think. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Is there anything specific in the review that you want me to test out on the MateBook E? Let me know in the comment section below. I will certainly make that happen if possible. So please hit the like button, please subscribe, please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's a device or something out there you think I should review. I'll do my best to try to make that happen. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram, and of course our website, AMDtechreviews.com. So until next time, this is Andrew from AMD Tech. See ya.